This is the experience we have for making such a mistake. There's no human being that will not have one tribulation or one trial or the other. We hit a storm as we were cruising. We thought we were now going to rule for 16 years, and we forgot the centerpiece of why we were in a party. And so we had this bloody nose, not a technical knockout. Now, we are lucky that the decision is now at the highest court of the land. Whatever is pronounced will determine the future of the PDP in Nigeria. And let me say it again. Shehu, let me just tell you again, and speak to a lot of our listeners. It is better to repair our party now and come back to the people renewed. The highway of life sometimes go into the valley once in a while. There is no continuity in anything. And the beauty of it is that if you learn from such mistakes of the past, then you are bound to get back to the highway of triumph in the future. And if anybody thinks PDP is down and out, the fellow is...
should the McCarthy group lose at the Supreme Court, would you still be in the PDP?
If McCarthy group loses in the Supreme Court, I have said it publicly that I will review my participation in politics, and you remember what our big brother Chibola Ige said at one time: "Sit down, look." Because why are we at the Supreme Court? We are there at the Supreme Court because one of the major hearts of the PDP constitution is being violated. So we have gone to the Supreme Court for an interpretation that a decision made at the National Convention of our party remains solid and sacrosanct.
All right.
And only another convention can overturn that. That's just the interpretation.
Right. Before we go on this break, I would like to ask you, are you embarrassed by the behavior of your party? 2 years, you have not been able to perform an opposition role.
I am not. When you have people who came, it takes one man to throw a stone in the well. 1 million professors will not be able to find that. So 2 years in the line, 2019 is still far away. That's why I said earlier on that we are lucky that we are now at the Supreme Court. It won't take another year or another 6 months before a decision will be made.
All right. If you know that Chief Bode George I've been speaking with is a retired military officer, we will be talking to him on several other issues, from national unity and issues of Nigeria's politics and issues of the new political parties and the unity of the nation. That's when we return. Stay with us. Welcome back, everyone. Chief Bode George, chieftain of the PDP, has been talking to us on the program on the crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party. Now, let's move into some issues of national interest right now. He's a retired military officer, and one will want to get the benefit of his experience during the Civil War and some of the kind of songs that we hear from those who are agitating divisive tendencies that we're seeing right now. Chief George, as it stands right now, how do you feel when you hear these divisive words and statements from regions of the country and the kind of agitation that we see from the southeast to the south to the northern part of the country?
Personally, this is my personal view. I was very disheartened, shocked, and I said to myself, are we going back to the darkest part of our history? Because history has a lot of chapters, positive and negative. No nation, what's its source, will go into the dark parts of their history and want to repeat it. I would plead with all sections to take a deep breath, calm down, and I believe we can resolve these issues round a table. Yes, people feel agitated that they are being neglected. In democratic tenets, you have a legitimate right to express yourself. But we shouldn't carry that beyond rationality. And the approach the present government is taking in resolving, yes, it is good to call all leaders from the countries, from the various sections of the country to come and mediate at the villa. I also want to add an advice that those people who were managers of the crisis at that time are still alive. General Gawan, I remember, we used to say, Gawan, they translated it for us, it became a national slogan, go on we want Nigeria. General Gawan, General Obasanjo, General T.Y. Danjuma, some of these people are still alive. General Akinade, to be invited so that for public discussion, to advise all those who are making extremely divisive and unacceptable, incendiary comments and inflammatory comments from all corners, to take a deep breath and relax. You start a little fire from here, you never know how it would end. I recollect very vividly 62, 63, 64, when Chief Awolowo was put in prison. It was like the end of the action group. Before we knew it, Western region became a fireball. Before we knew it, there was a coup in January 66. By mid-66, there was a counter-coup. Now the regions were expanded and governors were, appointed. And then I remember, by and large, trying to resolve the crisis. Chief Awolowo was released from the prison in Calabar, became the vice chairman of the ruling council. Now you look at it. That thing started in Western region, engulfed the whole country. We went into 3 years full-scale civil war. We came out of that civil war. General Gawan made a statement, the 3 R's, reconciliation, rehabilitation, and the third R, I don't remember what it was. But where these men are still there, let us tap into their wisdom. How were they able to hold this country together?
And resolve those issues.
Now just calling some elders, you can find out some highly respectable, responsible leaders are also firing on all cylinders, making incendiary comments. And the younger generations who were not even born at that time are also making comments. They are gathering themselves, and we cannot afford it. And it's the darkest part of our history so far. And I plead that they should please come back, cool down, let's go back. And the size of this country alone by itself is our wealth. And I would say with emphasis that I am a bona fide Lagosian. Whatever is done in Lagos, the accommodating nature of Lagos, no matter, there is no tribe in this country that does not reside in Lagos.
Yeah, I'm afraid we're out of time and we need to go. Many thanks for coming on the program. It's always a pleasure having you. Yeah, but before we go, Nigeria's democracy enjoys a lot of political freedom, far from those dark military dictatorship days, and it is quite understandable that our choice, or better still, let's say our right of political association, is intact. That's what it suggests. Well, many questions of distinctive ideology, lack of allegiance, not even talking about the allegiance to the electorate now, but to the party, come up in the debate against multi-party system. Why the argument against two-party system is that it does not encourage healthy rivalry because it offers limited options. So, multi or two-party system, which best suits our political landscape. Should the success of parties be measured by their electoral breakthrough or their failure by how low they score imposed? Well, join the conversation online. Let's get your opinion. And that's our show. Many thanks to my guests for coming on the program, and you too. I'm Sean Okimale. Bye for now.